there, my name is Belinda Dubston and welcome to the Ching Cafe for this week's overview for the week commencing the 1st of July 2019. If you have not yet done so, I'd encourage you to go and watch the monthly overview for the whole of July, because it will really help provide overriding context for this episode. So, what does the first week of July have in store for us? What are we being asked to pay attention to? And we always ask this question around, what do we focus on? What do we pay attention to? Because it helps us to try and navigate through the chaos of the world around us and say, what is the really important thing that we are needing to pay attention to this week so that we can fulfill our meaningful contribution, that we can really make some progress towards being in purpose and bringing that purpose to our teams and businesses and our personal life. The value of having a key thing sitting in your mind for the week ahead is absolutely priceless. And for me, doing these things weekly and monthly is such a gift, because even if no one was watching, even if you weren't sitting there watching this video, it gives me something to focus on. And I often throughout the week think back to these messages and think, well, I've given myself a message, so best I pay attention to what the I Ching is asking me to focus on, and of course for you as well. So for this week, we start the week with the main hexagram called number 3, which is difficulty at the beginning. This hexagram, being number 3, is all about the start of something. Now, what's so amazing for me in nature is when you watch a foal being born. They are born, they land on the ground, and they've got to start clambering these gangly legs to try and get up straight away, because their ability to get up straight away and start moving is essential for their future survival in nature. And I think of these poor things just being born and just arriving, coming out of the womb into the world, and then having to scramble. And you see these nature programs where they're struggling and you think, oh, please, just get up, keep going. And that is the energy of what this week is all about. We're starting something new. So if you're watching this video, there's something new that you are trying to do either in your business or personal life. And so we have very specific guidance this week related to the start of something new, or the start of something new for you this week, and how to really maximize and become the master of your fate in this week's energy. Now, this idea of difficulty at the beginning brings us 3 changing lines this week, which means lots of action, lots of change, lots of dynamic energy. The week will feel very full of event. And so let's have a look at what this means. Our first changing line in the 3rd position talks about going and hunting in the forest without a forester with us. And this says, because we're at the beginning of something, we're off to go and hunt game in the forest, but we don't have a guide with us who can help us. We've gone off into the forest by ourselves. I can do it. I know what I'm doing. And we land up disorientated in this forest, not knowing what is up or down, left or right. And you see these horror movies where you get lost in the forest and you keep on circling back because you're so disorientated by all these trees. So as we start off the week, the first piece of advice, the first thing we're being asked to pay attention to, if you are going into a world, a domain, an experience where you don't have expertise, have a guide with you. Okay, this might be a course, it might be a person, it might be a mentor. It's have someone with you that can go into the forest with you to help you navigate and find the game. If you just boldly go off into the forest without help, you're going to get yourself into quite a lot of stress and disorientation. You're going to lose momentum, is really the thing. So if you are going to hunt game and you're going into a new area, what the I Ching is saying is take a friend. Take someone who has experience and understands the forest that you are in. The next changing line is in the 4th position. And this changing line says, what you're wanting to do and the power that you have to do it is not yet aligned. And the symbol for this is a horse and a wagon. So the wagon is you. You is the vehicle, and the horse is your power. And the wagon and the horse are disconnected. So they've come unhooked. So the horse that you need to pull you to go in the direction you want to go is not hooked up to the wagon, to the vehicle that you are creating, this new beginning, this process that you're on. So we don't have the power. We don't have the right oomph to get us moving this week, even though we really, really want to. And of course, what do? How do we solve this problem? We call on helpers. And so this week is about accepting that we need the help to hook the cart onto the horse. We can't get a cart moving without a horse. We need help. And so calling out for help and finding able helpers is fundamental to making this week fly. Look around you, see where you're trying to go solo, and find helpers to get you moving. This is what it's all about. Reach out for help. There's no shame in it. It's about accepting that you perhaps don't yet have all the energy you need to go it alone. And our third changing line for this week is in the 5th position. And this talks about the difficulty in being heard and struggling to express yourself clearly to the environment that you're in. It's almost like you're explaining what you need and what you're trying to do, and other people aren't hearing you. And so in this time, part of what we need to focus on is focusing on making small little wins and focus on being humble and in our space and moving forward, doing what we can. And then by doing that, we can shift the energy. So 3 interesting changing lines for this week. Lots of change. We are being asked to take a friend or take an experienced forester into the deep dark forest, if that's where you're heading off for your new beginning, to ask for help, to connect the horse to the cart, to get you moving forward, and to stay focused on doing what you can and just accepting that it's not the right time to be making big, bold outward moves. Focusing on getting moving with what you're doing and being humble and focused and just quiet in your own space will get you the result you need. And as we head out to the end of the month, we have Hexagram 55 abundance as our outcome for the week. Now, for those of you who've watched July already, you'll know that that is the main focus for the whole of July. So I find that so interesting that in the week we have an eclipse. The symbol of an eclipse being 55 abundance comes up, plus for the whole month of July and in the first week, it's just outstanding. So if we focus on these new beginnings of doing it right and following the changing line advice that we've been given, the outcome is we have the opportunity to tap into great abundance as we round out the end of the week. Now that is great news. Best wishes as we all are the little foals fumbling through the birth process of getting this new thing going, and best wishes to you and your business and your team as you tackle that energy, you tackle the new beginning, and you get up onto your feet as quickly as possible, because that is how you activate abundance throughout the week. Thank you so much for watching, and do head along to Ching Cafe on Instagram and Facebook, where you can receive daily updates and Ching message every single day through a story. And when we connect again, I'm going to be talking about what book do you buy if you want to study the I Ching. So we'll catch up then.